Hi guys, Harry Yotis here, professional trader for 20 years now. Started my career in 2005 and still alive in 2026. So today, theme of the day, new highs. Have we entered the danger zone? Is this the highway to the danger zone? We'll get to that soon, but first, we have a lot to talk about. We have the danger zone, we have new highs, and we're going to go over some trades that I like and review some sectors that we haven't reviewed in a long time. Okay, so first of all, we always talk about the technical picture. Very important. Okay, but we don't have to get very technical now or very esoteric because clearly the technicals are bullish because we closed at all-time highs. Okay, so technically speaking, we are bullish. Nothing has changed there. A little drop down here was good to alleviate some of the buying pressure, and now we're at the all-time highs. Okay, we always do the sentiment analysis. Still greed, right between the 60 level. We're really in the middle here. Okay, the momentum is at extreme greed because we're all-time highs, but there are the sub-indices here. We don't have a lot of strength, and the breadth is coming back. We said that when it hit extreme fear, and it did last week, it's a contrarian buy signal. Okay, people will see this market at highs, and they see the breadth at lows, and they will start buying the other sectors as a catch-up move. Okay. However, what has me worried is still at the extreme greed in terms of put and calls being, calls being bought in the put call ratio is at lows, which means a lot of calls are being bought. Okay, so we have this like mixed sentiment. We're still greed, and we have a long way to go, guys. We are still not at extremes. The oscillators are still not extremes. We have mixed results here. We don't have extreme greed or greed everywhere. Okay, this is good for the bullish scenario. When there's confusion like that, it means we are, how would you say it, climbing a wall of worry. Okay, you want to see this confusion. There is no clear-cut case. We're not at extreme greed. We could easily get there, and we haven't gotten there. The market's going at all-time highs and just barely into greed. Okay, so this is how I read it. I read the sentiment as very positive, very constructive, and of course, the technicals are bullish. Okay, so let's get to the new highs. Danger zone? Question mark. Okay, first I want to preface things by saying that, guys, we are up 18 plus percent over the course of since March 30th, basically a month. March, April, May, 2 months almost of like an 18-19% move in the market with nary a pullback. Okay, this was the first pullback from 750 here in May, because today we are Tuesday, May 26th, if I forgot to mention that. But on May 14th down to like May 19th here, we lost about 730, 750, like 20 points. 20 points. Is that, 2%? Not even 3%. Okay, so it's like maybe between 2 and 3%. That's nothing. This is super strong. Okay, this has never happened before. An 18% move after a 10% drop into all-time highs with nary a pullback. This is unprecedentedly strong. Okay, I want this market to go down so I can buy more, because this is a really, really strong bull market. Okay, it doesn't mean we don't have pullbacks, but the unprecedented move here is a signal of strength, not weakness. Okay, especially when everybody's worried about this. Everybody's worried about, look, we have mixed results. The breadth isn't there. It's just the semiconductors. Okay, so I just want to preface this by saying this is a very strong bull market. Okay, but what I want to say is danger zone. The danger zone that I want to bring up is that, technically speaking, look, if we bring in the RSI and the MACD, you can't really see it, but we have negative divergence. The price is at new highs, yet the RSI is not, and neither is the MACD here. Okay, so that is a sign of slowing momentum. We might get some kind of pullback. Who knows? We anticipated we go into new highs, and the fact that the RSI wasn't super strong sort of tells us that, yes, the momentum to the upside might be slowing temporarily. Okay, and we see it in the leaders, the SMH. Okay, big move higher today, up 5% on Micron news. Okay, big Micron news here. If you can see it here, they were upgraded. Micron was upgraded by, who was it? UBS, and also they say they're in short supply of their HBM4 chip that signals very tight memory demand for the AI space. Okay, so RIPs. Okay, the difference between Micron and Intel, which is the stock that I'm in, is huge. Okay, I mean, yes, Intel is up, but Micron is up much more. Okay, and Intel is basically a crappier company compared to Micron. Micron is making a lot of money, and then their net margin is like 40%, 45%, huge. Micron deserves to be up at these levels, printing like crazy, whereas Intel is barely profitable. Okay, despite this AI move. So I think this is the laggard, and that's why I picked it to go short here. I'm still short. This is our ratio here that we have. It was we have a strangle going on, and we inverted it. Okay, I'm short the put at 90 and short a call at 88. So still working that. Okay, nothing has really changed. Okay, I'm waiting for Intel to go down. Okay, but basically SMH at the highs is also exhibiting the same pattern as the SPY. Okay, negative divergence at the highs. We have new highs in the SMH, but look at the MACD is lower high, and a lower high on the RSI. So that is what has me worried. This could be a spike up before going down and making some kind of like sideways action. Okay, this is what I think will happen with the SPY. I think the SPY might come down. I don't know. If it doesn't, great. We just ride it. But as you know, we are net long with slight short exposure, but it's good to have some short exposure here as it goes down in a very measured way. Okay, so this is the danger zone, and what I see going forward is that technically speaking, we might pull back because of this negative divergence. Okay, so let's go to a sector here. What I want to talk about is a sector that I liked, and I mentioned it before. It is the repurposed AI infrastructure play. Okay, basically Mara. We talked about Mara. These Bitcoiners, these Bitcoin miners that are being repurchased as AI infrastructure plays, I really, really like, because like we mentioned before, this chart is the chart of Mara. Everything prior to this level here, okay, everything prior to like March 30th, boom, is just Bitcoin mining. Everything after that is AI space. So after the AI space, look, a series of higher highs, higher lows, very strong. We're holding it. We have the 10, 15 call spread. We're almost at full capacity here, reaching the 15. But we also have shares that we had from a previous structure that we're riding. Okay, I like Mara, and the other stock that we mentioned before is CleanSpark, another big mover. Okay, from $8 to 17, doubled. Okay, we think this guy can go back to the highs of 24. Okay, so today I'll give you guys another stock that I like. It's Wolfie. Okay, another repurposed Bitcoin miner, TeraWulf. I call it Wolfie. Okay, boom, at highs. We entered the positions around here. Okay, this stock is much stronger than its peers. Okay, this is why we entered it. I had the relative strength here as high. Today we entered let's write it down here. I did a first trade here. We minused a put, and we bought a put here, a put spread. Okay, very small. We did it for about $1.05. Okay, this put spread. Okay, it is. I want to go longer. I want to be more long this stock. If it ever comes down, I will look to re-enter Wolfie and Mara as well, and CleanSpark. I want to play those three. Okay, so this is just a starting position. It expires next month. Okay, if it gets in there, if it gets below this put, I will take assignment. I don't mind, or I will take the $5 profit. I don't care. I just want to be in this stock going forward. Okay, so that's one for you guys. Wolfie, there's another one, but we'll mention it maybe another time, or I'll keep it close to my chest. But first, Wolfie, TeraWulf, Mara is the bigger position. Okay, I suspect Mara went to the 15, and it did go to the 15. Today it's just at 14.87. Okay, so target reached, whatever you want to say. Okay, so I like Mara, CleanSpark, which is very, very strong. I have a very small position here. Okay, it's just basically not even worth mentioning. I didn't get a chance to go long on this, but in the size that I wanted to. But I like Mara and looking to enter Wolfie. So that's the repurposed Bitcoin miners into AI infrastructure plays. Okay, so another sector that I'd like to talk to you guys about that is shaping up for a move, and we haven't talked about it in a long time, is gold. Okay, what's the price of gold? Not gold mining, but the price of gold. This is gold.com. XAU USD. Gold spot. Okay, we'll do this. So we have here's the price of gold vis-a-vis the US dollar, and we said it's in a very, very narrow range here. Do we have it here? Yeah, okay. I'll put it on here, gold. It's in a very narrow range. We say it's going to be dead for the next, we said that a long time ago, we said it around here, there's going to be dead for the summertime, couple of months, okay? However, we're getting close to an actionable move here. Let's bring in the moving averages to tell you why, okay? It's because this 200-day moving average is coming very, very close to the price, okay? If we extend this to here, and the price of gold could meet it soon, or maybe around this time frame, which is June 15th ish, it'll be a great time to buy gold, okay? Because I suspect the summer rally will come after that. So when you're trading gold, it's in a very emotional space, okay? It might even break the 200, okay? Gold usually turns around after a sideways consolidation when the chart looks horrible, like you would go short, like a breakdown, huge red bar and closes below the 200. That would be the best time to buy, okay, not go short. Okay? It's like a capitulation type washout event that almost always happens before a significant move up, okay? And it might happen now, we're close to it, okay? Because buying at the 200 is a very good place to enter, okay? Despite how bad it might look, if it breaks it, okay, you would want to go long because the fundamentals have not changed. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for in the gold space very soon. Silver, is it the same as silver? I haven't really looked at the silver. No, it's still riding the 200. Silver could stay the same level here for a long time. But even without the moving averages, okay, if we just look at it like this very cleanly, you have support zones and resistance zones that I mentioned, and it's just staying within this giant 55 to 95 area of trading. Okay, it's just dying. It's dying. Time is flying by. Everybody has their eyes off of this space, okay? Same with gold, okay? It's within these bands, okay? Within these bands, going sideways. It's sort of weak in the summertime, like always, okay? I expect it to still be weak for another month. It could be June 15th, but it could be end of June, beginning of July. I don't know. Okay, I do know that it's weak. It's going to be weak in the summertime, and it has some kind of summer rally in terms of seasonality. But even if it doesn't, okay, look, these levels here, if it ever goes down to 4,400, it's at 45. It would be a good time to buy gold and miners. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. We're coming close to an actionable point in this space. Okay, so that's what I wanted to mention. Gold is coming up to a move. I like the repurposed Bitcoin miners into the AI infrastructure plays. Mara, a series of higher highs and higher lows. I'm not looking at it before here. Draw a big line here, big horizontal line here. I don't care. I'm not looking at it before, I'm looking at it after, okay? Clean spark. That's another one. And of course, we took a small position. We sold the put spread on WULF just to get some money in there. But I really want to enter this space anytime a pullback happens at a logical point, okay? And of course, SPY, the big things, the new highs, okay? Danger zone is because we identified this negative divergence. We have the price going up and RSI down and MACD down, and it's more clear in the SMH. As you can see, RSI down, MACD down, price up, okay? And thanks to Micron, the strongest one in the group, and Intel, I think the weakest one in the group, okay? So that's it, guys. Let's see what happens at the beginning of this week, which is May the 26th, and the end of the month, okay? Usually at the end of the month, we have window dress, okay? So we want to be able to probably get bid by the end of the month, and this negative divergence might not happen this week. It might happen next week. Who knows? Okay, so I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. And the big news that we mentioned is, of course, the Mara and the infrastructure play. I really like that. I really like how that's shaping up. Okay, all right, guys. Later.